Some people quit their jobs, some get fired, and then there are those who get arrested mid-shift. Here are 5 cases when dumb people get arrested at their jobs. Number 5. Walmart employee's $5,000 theft scheme exposed. A Walmart employee in Florida gets caught stealing over $5,000 by exploiting the store's refund system. He figures out a way to process refunds without an actual customer, making the money go straight to his own account. The scam runs smoothly for a while, but eventually Walmart's loss prevention team starts noticing some red flags. After gathering enough evidence, they call the police to handle the situation.
But he's doing a refund for himself.
With no up to the customer service test.
Well, yeah.
You just can't do it on the regular register. So
You probably could, but mostly it's done at service test.
okay.
You could do it in any register, but
Oh, an employee can.
mainly it's done at the service
Because
test.
an employee has access to the codes to get into that. Because I can't get myself a refund as a customer. Yeah.
So he
Okay.
has codes and he has authorization to do anything, basically.
Okay.
So basically, he pulls a receipt out of his pocket, goes up to the register, scans the receipt, and just does a refund. Then it goes back to his card, he'll just hit his computer, everything goes immediately back to the card. Refund's done, crumbles up that receipt, gets the return slip. The return slip is supposed to go on the merchandise. Crumbles up that return slip, and throws it on trash.
So nobody ever knows.
Nobody ever knows.
How'd you come across it?
We just noticed.
So this is
We
what he does?
just noticed it. Jeez. We just noticed it. So there's probably thousands of Walmart employees doing this right now. Oh, people are stealing from us.
And there's nobody standing there, so.
There's people there.
No, I'm saying like customer that he's helping.
Yeah. There's no customer. He pulled it out of his own pocket. There's nobody there doing a refund.
Yeah, clearly. Okay.
He scans it, but then all of a sudden,
Can I go back real quick?
Huh.
See you come up, I'm sure.
That's interesting. I didn't even know their cameras like
Because you know what the point of sale screen is doing, so.
oh fuck, is this
You
gonna
don't
be
use
bots?
No, you don't, okay.
but I do know that.
No? Okay, cool.
See, you get an item.
Mission coordinates locked.
This is me coming. They just
Help
cancel
pod
it.
prime.
Cancel it. Goes back to the register.
And puts it back in his pocket.
Walmart security reviews the footage and confirms that he is performing refunds without any customers present. They also pulled transaction records showing suspicious refund activity going back to January.
And then, when did y'all then grab him to, shortly after that, or do you think he's come back and does it again?
No, he might have came back and did it again, but right before I called dispatch, or right when I called dispatch, when I walked up to her.
Tell you what happened, right? It could be, depending on what it is, it goes back like 30 minutes. How you doing? But I'm not sitting there excited. Paperwork. We're charged. Paperwork. But you're gonna be charged. You're not rude. What's rude here? I just something to say. Let's go back in the office real quick. You don't have to sign any paperwork. Alright. So, I think we've met a few times. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, when we get started, you're not free to leave. Obviously, we're investigating. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or be held against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have them present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you for any question if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights on answering questions during these statements. Do you understand these rights? I've read to you. And with these rights in mind, you wish to answer some questions, right? Okay. Go ahead and stand back up for me. Let go of your fingers. Sure.
History will remember your deeds this day.
Kirk, these things, let me walk them so when you sit down, they don't tighten up. These aren't made for comfort. Your palms are supposed to stay like that. If you try to twist, it's probably gonna hurt.
Now in cuffs, the suspect knows he's caught and doesn't put up much of a fight. The officer searches before taking him in.
Alright, before you sit down, do you have anything on you that's gonna hurt me? Poke me, stick me? Anything that could be illegal?
No, not legal. But I do have needles in my pocket, and they're for my diabetes.
Okay.
So,
Where are they at? In your pocket.
In my pocket.
And are they capped?
No.
They're
Because
not
one's
capped.
been used. But it's a quick pen. So it's
Oh, like at the end, like a.
well, it's a pen, but then I also get
Orbital barrage incoming. Stand clear.
Okay, but which pocket? I do my or my
Terminate hive structure destroyed.
We're gonna start with your right. So, this was yours. You want another sip before we go?
There's going to be some samples around the base of that thing if y'all want to collect samples.
Alright, so obviously there's certain things that you can't take into the jail with you.
well,
That.
right, okay.
We're not gonna let you take those up.
My only thing is
Yeah, no, I mean, they have everything.
I just hope, because last time I almost kicked myself. And I'm not, I know it's not yours, but
Yeah.
I know I can't take them in there, but I just don't want to die almost this time.
Yeah, no. So what I'll do though is I'll take pictures. That way I'll talk to the nurse. Like this is what he had on him. So
And like I've got my bracelet, and I know they're probably not going to keep that, but
I'll phrase that. The metal
says on the
bracelet. They should.
I just don't want to die once in there. I mean, I'm not
They should
blaming
let
you.
you.
Well, they didn't
Should.
give me medicine for my 11 days, but I mean, I was, like, I was in the hospital, chance for 7 of them.
Objective critical stratagem available.
What do you want me to do with your knife?
Double area. I know I can't take it in there.
Yeah, they won't take liquids.
Found the probe.
Throw it all the way down. Well, they say, well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they're not gonna let you have
Okay,
that.
He doesn't resist, but appears more disappointed in himself than anything, even mentioning past jail experiences and worrying about not receiving proper medical care if locked up again.
The only thing they're gonna let you take is this stuff. You want me to turn your phone off for you?
I was hoping that somebody would let me at least on my girlfriend. The truck's not here, my girlfriend picks me up. I just wanted to let her know that I'm going to jail, so because she has my truck outside.
We'll when we have to call, let's call her. That way I don't get back to work. So, go ahead and stand back up for me.
Yeah, anyway, that this is instead of Walmart, you can walk out with you and not touch.
Well, then that's not gonna come off. The only thing I can do is I can have another unit come and sit with you and I can walk out the back door. But I don't know, I can't guarantee there's gonna be anybody. Yeah, there's, I mean. Yeah, they're all tied up right now. I had just cleared the phone.
Can I ask, is there any way you can just take my shirt off of me so I don't have to walk out and customers realize it? I mean, it's just a question. It's not, and that's not.
No, I'm just gonna put it back in his pocket. Yeah, you're not gonna get the shirt off without.
Just a question.
Bug outpost destroyed.
There's always samples down here too.
And the AC's on like full blast, or if it's not, I'll get it on.
As officers secure him in the patrol car, they finalize the paperwork and process his case before heading to jail.
And again, I just want to confirm you have nothing else on you.
Oh, yeah, I do have nothing.
We'll take off when we get there, but nothing else will be a felony inside. Okay. And when we get there, we'll let you. They'll let you take your earrings out.
Okay.
You did a bit there. Okay. Write a statement. That's when you go through this, and then you like talk to me. Okay.
Allied destroyer joining squadron. Deploying Helldiver to combat zone.
I'll get you like some rules. Yeah. So this goes from January 17th.
Mission progress logged.
January 17th. Each one of these is a separate transaction that you refunded.
Right.
And either he got cash, or he put it on a gift card, or he refunded it back to
And I'm assuming 91 and 94 is registered.
This is the registered numbers.
Okay. I just want to say, but I'm assuming those are customer service registers,
Yeah.
not normal register. Okay. Cash refund, shopping card is just a gift card?
Gift cards.
Like a Publix gift, I mean, like a Walmart gift card?
Gift cards.
Okay. Visa is his Visa?
Yeah. Like back to his debit Visa.
Right. Yeah, I'm assuming it was one of his debit cards.
Yeah.
Or credit card. What's in? How's that?
This is actually nothing.
Okay.
I was printing each one of them off. My printer messed up, so I was notating which one did the print.
Oh, you've not printed. Okay.
Yeah, so these two sections aren't really anything you guys need to know.
Okay.
I just try to break it down to each transaction that we have them on.
Okay, cool.
The asset protection officer confirms the theft and refund scam, ensuring the cop has all the details needed before taking the suspect to jail.
So I watched the video today. So basically what he'd do is he would purchase something, have a receipt from when he purchased something on his, however he paid for it.
His receipt, he would pull receipts out of his pocket.
Right.
Throughout the day, he was at the service desk. He would just go into the refund screen.
So they may not have been stuff that he purchased.
Yeah, it could have been stuff he found. I know I had one that was, I know was not him. It was,
Okay.
It was like a $35 charger that a girl had purchased, because I literally went back
She
and
left
found
the receipt, and then
Yeah,
probably this
and
30
somehow he ended up with the receipt.
and got cash back.
Yes.
So it could be something that she just left the receipt on the counter and he just grabbed it and pocketed it.
Yeah, I
did
mean,
it later.
you can find receipts all over the parking
Oh,
lot,
absolutely.
garbage. But it was
45.50. I feel like it should be higher than that, but I guess I'll call this that much this year. Oh,
Orbital barrage incoming. Stand clear.
yeah.
Sending down sentry.
All right. Well, did y'all want to trespass? He said he's not going to go, but that's okay. You want to come tell him? Or do you want me to just do it for you? He's going to tell you something about that.
I wasn't in there really. I was part of the investigation, so when all this stuff happened. You said you're not gonna come back to Walmart though? We're gonna make that legal. Don't come back to property ever. That's fine. Me neither had a problem. No, sir,
Terminate outpost destroyed.
No, I got you. I'm not mad at nobody. I'm mad at myself.
Samples down here too.
I'm mad at myself. Yeah, no, I have no
So you're being trespassed from Walmart for a year. If you come back anytime in that year, you'll be arrested.
Along with the arrest, they issue a trespass order, banning the former employee from Walmart for a year. If he returns, they'll face even more charges.
Understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right.
Suzanne, my baby, just Suzanne, my baby or something like that, for some reasons.
Is it just Suzanne?
No, Suzanne, my baby.
I just saw it.
Good, she's coming good. She's not on here.
Is she working?
Just run. Don't stick around for that breach.
Hey honey, it's 1:40 on Friday. I know you're about to come pick me up, but I'm getting arrested from Walmart. So don't, of course, don't pick me up. But if you can, call Nicole and let her know, so she can possibly let Lorelai or get a hold of Lorelai or Lily and don't let them know right now, but get a hold of Nicole and let her know. And I'd love you, and I'll call you when I'm done with jail or when I can call you.
So your phone's not blowing up on the way there.
I'm sure no one's the phone down there.
Requesting sentry. Deploying sentry.
Instead of facing jail time, he later gets sentenced to 5 years of probation. Number 4. A rough day gets even uglier after this Karen loses her job. A woman gets fired from her job at an apartment leasing office, and instead of leaving quietly, she makes things 10 times worse. She's already angry about losing her job, but things spiral out of control when she refuses to leave the property. Here's what happens when police are
All these
told to
people,
intervene.
of course, I mean, mostly people that work at Walmart stealing from Walmart. It's kind of, I don't know. There's nothing kind of douchey about the whole. What the shit? You feel me? You let me. I have a video somewhere of this shit going off of me at a gas station. She's trying to get me to hit her for some kind of insurance scam, I guess. I have kind of a gay-sounded voice during the whole thing, but it was just kind of weird. Because I usually don't. That was the biggest fuck up I've done all day.
I just want to go. You go to my house. See you Tennessee.
Let's just keep on the lowest level possible.
I don't want to talk to that. I'm done with that. If you put me back in there, you gonna put me in handcuffs. I don't want to talk to her. It ain't nothing to talk about. That lady's studying name and she giving them. How would you feel if you was in a position and somebody laughed at you from letting you go?
Somebody laughed at me. Oh my god, the horror.
You hear what I said? How would you feel? How would you feel? It's personal. That make you feel
Thank you.
like you small. First of all, I had a party on Saturday.
Like you was small.
Everything. Yes, you said it was too much noise. You had an issue about the hookah, but you can't have a problem about people smoking hookah when you a perfect American and smoke cigarettes.
What?
It's the same.
Probably not just smoke
We
cigarettes.
had a DJ.
She continues arguing with the officers, trying to justify her actions.
What is she
and
even talking
explaining
about?
Why she thinks she was mistreated.
What does any of this have to do? What does it have to do with anything?
Just now from the office to the computer, all I want to do is I got personal stuff on it. I just want to delete my personal. You snatched the laptop from me, and I told you don't snatch it from me. Like, don't play with me. Don't be rude because you got the upper hand right now. Because I'm about to slap you. Don't do that. Like, don't do that. You don't want nobody to touch you, but don't antagonize you to touch you. Like, if somebody
Freedom. Friends yet.
somebody snatch it from you, sir, what you gonna do?
Extract when
You gonna feel it, right? Take police attention. The human battle. You gonna be mad, right? Yeah, like don't do that. You poking the wound already there, and you saying look, and you doing look, and I'm just supposed to say that. Nah,
This shit's
man,
going
I
on.
know how I want
Okay?
it like that.
This shit is going on. Seriously.
From this lady. So this was my opportunity to say how I felt, and I did.
It.
Absolutely. I just want to leave. All I said was, let me delete the stuff off of this computer because it's my personal stuff. Because it's my computer, like my email and all my stuff is linked to that. That's all I wanted to do.
Requesting advanced
So I just
weaponry.
said I can do it. So why are you arguing with me about the computer that I'm not going to take? I'm going to leave it. That's where the argument went left. But the argument went left from the office because you think you could say whatever you want to say to me. Just gotta bite my tongue. You come flying down the thing, I should have beat her up by then. Because that's how she perception is reality.
That's why I rolled up and I saw who you are outside.
That's
Listen, let me tell you something. On the flip side of this, I got too much to lose.
it's an interesting way to look at things, and it's kind of true up to the point as when your reality divulges from everyone else's so far that
Telling everyone exactly how
you
she
are
feels.
considered insane.
Tagging map. North. Far.
I think she's really walking the line on this one.
stuff.
Oh my God, I ain't got no reason to come and got here.
Right, I'm just saying that's all as far as paperwork wise. We'll see where as far as that stuff goes just right now, because obviously you have to do our side. Don't wait till I come back and stuff and sort out what's going wherever as far as
Well,
that
I
goes.
got first of all, what's so funny is my kids have an appointment. I was leaving anyway to take my kids to an appointment.
I had another officer come out because frankly, especially because we know each other and all stuff like that. I don't
Yeah, that's why you want to be biased.
I just don't want to, yeah.
Listen, you could, if you want to talk to me, what you need, involve.
Gillian.
Okay, you can talk to me. I don't care, but at the end of the day, let me tell you something. You don't get to provoke me, and I sit there with my hands crossed and no. No, you want to go there? Let's go there. I done let this lady try me for a year. So therefore, she just got what I should have gave to her 6 months ago. She just got it. Yeah, she don't want this smoke. I'm telling you, you don't want this smoke. This ain't what you want. I done stayed here for a long time and shut the fuck for months. This ain't what she want. You represent the country.
Objective critical stratagem available.
Let me see it. I'll talk to
Look
you.
how this looks.
Found it.
Requesting sentry.
If you're 10-8, we start over.
Moments later, the officer speaks with the manager to hear her side of the story.
You're right. I talked to her. Now stuff I want to get. Were you here?
Gnomes.
Well, I'll get near the end of it. I'll just give you guys a statement as far as what happened. It's just being fully transparent. So, one, I know she's, my understanding, she's been terminated, whatever, from here. So, we can fill out a ban as far as that stuff goes, where she comes back to trespassing, but two, like, it's blatantly articulated. So, there's no question there. It's all based totally. Yeah, you're out. So, which that's not.
And then I know my operator heard it too, and said in my boss.
As far as that stuff goes, that is something that you are wanting us to proceed with. That is something we can do. I have another officer come out as far as that stuff goes and tell them what I've been told.
M3, look out. Well, actually, Lima 4 and Mike 3, y'all are both on either side of the trouble.
So we brought her in the office to let her go. My boss is on Teams. To let her go. Of course, she started screaming at me and yelling.
You may proceed to extraction when ready.
My boss was like, "Do you have the keys?" And I said, "No, I'm looking at them right now." And I left the door open. And I went and grabbed the keys and I said, "I need you to just get your stuff and just leave." And she grabbed the computer. And I said, "Dante, I need you not to touch our property." She goes, "I'm gonna do whatever I want. This is my personal." And then I said, "You shouldn't have. It's his work computer." And I went to shut the laptop and she grabbed it and told me I better back. She was gonna beat my ass or whatever. And that was the first start of the threats. And the whole time she was screaming. And then she started letting me know that if I leave here, don't wait, because when you come outside, don't you think that I'm not gonna whip your ass. I told the police and I said, "I just need her to say something." She came around, she's standing here, and she's yelling, and of course I'm the devil and I'm a racist. And just everything like that, and going on and on. And then I was just trying to wait for her to leave, and then she threatened me again, and she came and she got in my face, and she's like this, and I kept backing up, and I said, "I need you to back up," and get out of my face. I don't know what happened. I did something,
Because of the physical altercation during the fight, the employee now faces additional charges, making her situation even worse.
and then she literally, I don't want to touch you, she literally, I kept backing up, and I said, "Get in my face," and she's like, "What are you gonna do?" And then she hit me with her stomach and was pushing me back,
Oh, she pushed you.
and like, it was like this, and I was like, "You need to back up off me," because, well, honestly, then I didn't lose my job, and I didn't know if I like bumped her back or whatever, then
I mean, at that point, you're in self-defense. Like, it's fully transparent.
I just didn't know, and I just like the last thing, because I know how she is, and I knew this would get turned around, and then I assaulted her somehow, and I wasn't gonna have that situation.
Yeah. I gotta move to the front of the apartment complex, right? I moved to a different one, because there's now only 2 people here that I've arrested. I gotta move into it too. I gotta get off the ground floor, so, ideally.
Extraction is available.
Reverse everybody to the guy.
Charges against her,
Absolutely, yeah, you.
even though it's just some people.
Any unwanted touch is simple battery. So as far as the stuff goes, but as far as the assault goes, as far as the court goes, it's transparent, clear as day. It's on the dispatcher of mine. She told me she said it. You told me she said it. Witnesses. She's getting out. So it's the assault. So yeah. Don't want to make any assumptions on stuff, but as far as with the property and stuff, would you like her banned from the property as well?
Absolutely. Saturday night after the deal that happened out here,
I came out and I was like,
I thought, I was worried about my house getting shot up. Like, honest to God, with the type of people that were there.
yeah, there was a lot of
Mission at 20 minutes remaining.
They were not happy with the asset packs into bark mode. I had her barking and cleared out. start. She's scared people in there. But yeah, let me do the band stuff. I'll come back, get with you guys, see what you want to do.
I don't understand what he just said.
As far as that stuff
He's talking
goes.
about a dog?
I'm gonna get the band paperwork started and all that.
After reviewing witness statements in the
I love being
911
able to get
call,
stoned.
the police decide to charge her with assault and disorderly conduct.
It's so nice.
They might, I'll see. Then as far as they don't read it.
Orbital barrage incoming. Stand clear.
That's basically saying she was banned from the property. And so we'll get her signature and I'll bring that back to you. Get a copy.
And you're gonna explain to her, not to
Yeah, I'm gonna read this off verbatim to her and I'm gonna explain that to her after that.
Alright, what you got?
So, as far as this goes, this is a band form. This is basically telling you.
Y'all got here just a couple seconds too late.
I'm not coming back, right? And I don't even feel comfortable. I ain't never dealt with this type of stuff. And I don't even feel comfortable signing my name on this type of stuff.
You just tell me you're confused and sign.
If I'd just been able to get my jump off in time, he could have fired under me and it would have been perfect.
Like, I don't got no background and I don't get in trouble.
I get it. So, I'm gonna just tell you what it says, just so you're aware, because
And you gotta
regardless.
explain it to me too.
Yeah.
While y'all was doing it, so I can't come back up here for no reason.
Right, like you
Yeah, the gate. You ain't gotta worry about it. I'm not coming back up here. I promise. I'm not. Y'all not coming back up here. If y'all do it wrong, I can make that promise to you.
I'm gonna read this off to you.
Okay.
You just
You got
gotta-
something to say to me?
What's that?
You good?
This
How
is
you feel? You talk to me?
beautiful day. You guys
It's
are.
beautiful. It's like Monday. It's Tuesday.
But the
So
coffee.
I'm saying the question. Can I brush shoulders on her?
As far as the stuff goes, so I'll give you a case report number as well.
Yeah, I feel like because the snatching the laptop from me.
Terminate
Like
outpost
I should have
destroyed.
slapped her. Like not even being funny.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like I felt like you wanted me to do something to you. Like I felt like that
Are you
was some
talking like an
introduction.
antagonistic?
Yeah, like I felt like you.
You can take the report before the court and all stuff like that, and then if the judge feels you have enough, you can swear on warrants. But let me handle this, and we'll go.
Despite the overwhelming evidence and witness statements against her, the woman continues to deny any wrongdoing.
So as far as the stuff goes, though, she's wanting to press charges for assault.
Ain't nobody touch her.
So
But you gotta understand, like I explained this to Wood, you can't come in my space and snatch something from me. When I ask something and I take it off. Like you get what I'm saying? How can I no questions, no charges?
I'm telling you, as far as what she's saying, the witnesses are
Outpost
saying,
cleared.
assault is there. So I gotta detain you right now, and we'll take you.
But I didn't do anything to get obtained. Like I got my kids, like let me make a phone call first.
But you need to make a phone call.
Yeah, let me make a phone call because clearly they about to take me. I didn't even touch her. Like, but what about the things that she was saying to me?
You may proceed to extraction when ready.
I'm pulling the camera footage.
Okay.
I'm pulling it. As far
Okay,
as stuff goes.
that's fine. But what about the things that she said to me? There's no camera in her office. You get what I'm saying? There's no camera in her office. What about the things she said to me? Like, you gotta do it one side, and I'm not mad. You gotta do it both sides. Because I didn't put my hands on her. Like, she threatened me
So
too.
with this and all stuff, so I'm gonna give you the same thing as far as what she's getting the whole case report number thing.
Yeah, but you arrested me.
I made a hole in the wall.
As
But
far
I
as
got
the thing,
kids at home, so I don't have nobody with my kids. You get what I'm saying? So what you want me to do about my kids? Just F my kids? They don't have no daddy. They just got their mom. So I don't have nobody to call them. And my kid is at home.
Bug
I
outpost
don't have no
destroyed.
family here, Damien. That's why I work so hard. I don't have a support system. I don't have no one. So you about to arrest me and my kids about to be home by themselves until who knows how long.
so I know Wednesday you'll go before
Oh
the
my
judge.
gosh, these people about to arrest me. So, like, this is crazy because, no, because now I'm thinking about my kids. Like, I don't know what to do about my kids.
So you're not gonna, whenever you get there, they're most likely not gonna end up putting you in the uniform and stuff. You're gonna probably be
Oh
able
my
to find
God,
out when you
what
get
about, but you're not hearing me, my kids.
Suddenly, she shifts the focus
Please
to her
don't
kids,
make shit. My
claiming
kid, my
she has
kid,
no
my
one to
kid.
care for.
Well, hopefully you'll
However,
lose your
the
kids, and
officers
that
aren't
way
letting her
they
off the
might
hook.
grow up to not be complete fucking shitheads.
I need to go to my kids.
Holy
That's
shit.
all I'm thinking about.
Are your kids at home right now?
Yes.
Can we do something where, look,
No.
listen to me, just listen to me. So what I'm allowed to, as far as because this is a
Yeah,
misdemeanor,
the best thing is to
I
think
can
of
do a release on
anything you can
subpoena.
say
So
that
what I'm
might
going to do,
help the
as far as this stuff
situation.
goes, is I'm gonna write up an A and B. So we're
But you
gonna
can't
write an A and B,
approach it
show
like,
me your
please
court
feel
date.
sorry for
You
me.
still have to go
It's
before
got to
the
be
court
like,
as far as that stuff goes, okay?
gonna be real. It's gonna be a real thing that somebody really cares
But
about.
then if I wrap this up,
They don't give a shit about your fucking kid. I mean, like I said, it's probably,
go home to your kids.
God, I hope,
Is that something
you
that?
know, sorry to hear you have children with poor thing.
Okay, because right now that's the best solution I have for all this. Let me go.
I just do what you gotta do, babe. I just wanna go.
I got you.
It's about to take me. I just need to figure out my kids. I don't. It's just me and my kids. So
My
that's
understanding-
I'm not telling y'all how to do y'all job. I'm a mother first. I'm thinking about my kids.
Mother first.
And I don't have
T-minus
nobody.
1 minute, 30 seconds.
Here, because at that point that's the whole trespassing thing is a factor. But as far as this stuff goes,
Whatever.
As all that stuff goes, we'll send you a subpoena thing. We'll go before the court. And it's that simple. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Just hang out for a second.
Can you define what a soft piece of thing y'all not understand?
So as far as like, so if somebody says I'm gonna like, say like I tell somebody I'm gonna be, you're at,
Yeah.
ETA T-minus 1 minute.
Imagine what they're saying.
Right.
Somebody actually gets somebody that's battery or
Gotcha.
simple battery.
I got you.
So it's just gonna be a copy of the code. So it's
Yes, sir.
records.
Thank you.
We'll send you this plus
You gonna send something in the mail? Okay.
If you have any questions about any time, just contact the Chuck County Court Office. We'll go ahead and give you instructions as far as this thing goes.
Instead of taking her straight to jail, they issue a release on subpoena, requiring her to appear in court.
All I care about is my record, because this opened up a
ETA
record.
T-minus 30
Right now,
seconds.
until you're convicted of anything, you have there's no record of saying that like who you.
So if I'm convicted, what that mean? I can do jail time? I can do my first
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
probation.
If that, I mean, just to be honest, as far as like for something simple assault, you may end up having to do like a certain community service.
ETA T-minus 10 seconds. Clear landing zone.
In your report, when I was sitting in the office, she was smiling like this was funny to her. She was getting a big out of me, so it made me get upset.
Oh, God, arriving at-
So it's pretty much what she said is what it is. Now, granted,
Spelling one, preparing for touchdown.
You say residents felt the way. Oh, maybe some did, but there were people out there with us. So when the second set of officers comes, I wasn't there when the first one came. Is it too loud? He said no.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff.
I say, oh, you're doing something wrong. I say because
Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
I'm held accountable just like they are.
Right.
She came and she told me, she said, I need you to move the DJ in the clubhouse, and I need you to move the hookers in the clubhouse. I did that.
Lucas or
Huh?
sound like that? Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, hookers. Hookers. She told me to move it in the clubhouse. Then I did that.
Yeah. No,
So
Hookers,
everything
hookers.
they asked me to do, I did. So I didn't understand what the problem was, and I hate making it black and white. It was a bunch of black people out there, and we was turned up having a good time. That was it.
but I'll let you
I
do your
will.
thing. I'm
All
gonna
right. See
get
y'all later.
out of here. I'm gonna get with her and then yeah.
On top of the charges against her, she's also banned from the property, meaning if she ever returns, she'll be facing even more charges.
Trespassing
Number
charges.
3.
Yep.
Manager caught red-handed after $42,000 mysteriously disappears. A company manager thinks he can get away with spending over $42,000 at strip clubs using the company credit card. He resigns suddenly, assuming no one will notice. But his departure triggers an internal investigation. The company reports the fraud and law enforcement steps in. The police locate him at his home and place him under arrest.
So you do. Okay. I'm glad you were honest and upfront. Obviously, I want to hear your side because obviously I think there's some personal stuff going on. According to, but before we get into that, I just want to just confirm you are who you are. So first name is John or Johnny. I speak to you about the investigation, but I do want to know, hear your side of it. I have to read your rights. Have you ever read your rights before? Alright, cool. I'm going to read your rights. I'm required to warn you before we make any statement that you have the following constitutional rights. 1, you have the right to remain silent, not answer any questions. Any statement you make must be freely and voluntarily given. You have the right to the presence and representation of a lawyer of your choice before you make any statement during any questioning. Alright, so sign this. This is not condition of guilt at all. It's just understanding what I just read. Any questions? Good. Dude, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. As a man, you are a year older than me. When I saw this case, I'm like, there is absolutely no way, no how
how that somebody can spend $42,000 at a strip club. And I looked at it twice. I'm like, there's no way. Until obviously we went there and saw. I still think it's like hard to believe. Although, I give you props, I'm not gonna lie, because that is hard to do what you did. Besides that, all jokes aside with that, I was told a lot of good things about you. That you had a very important job. That you made decent money or above average money. And you were an important piece.
The officer questions him and asks him to explain his side of the story.
With that being said, I don't know if it's the truth, if it's a lie, if it's whatever. That's why I want to get down to the bottom of it so that I can give answers to the people to give answers to. Because obviously, you're in a situation, but if I don't know the answers, I can't help. I can't.
I need to try that pork method I made.
So just explain to me what's going on. Don't worry about the strip club part of it right now. Just the back and the first part. Just like what got you like to where you were, or personal stuff.
Just personal stuff like mentally. I just collapsed.
Right.
Basically, my mom's been in and out of the hospital. My brother was in ICU. He had a 20-foot fall. Was on life support when I saw him.
Yeah.
So
Where was that?
in Texas,
Okay.
Austin, Texas. Actually, I flew out there for work, and I had to deal with that. Like as soon as I got off the plane, that was the first thing. That was the first phone call I got.
So that's what I was kind of. All right. So you had a brother in Texas and you had war stuff in Texas. So it was just a coincidence that it was both in.
Yeah, because
Austin.
well, I knew that he lived in Austin.
Okay.
But he came into the hospital as a child. And the caretaker was able to find my number in his apartment. That was the call I got as soon as I got off the plane.
Oh, wow.
So I rushed to the hospital. You know, it's just.
Do you remember what hospital that was? Is he doing okay now?
Yeah, he's in rehab. You know, we're just trying to get him cognitively better.
Right.
Speech, physical therapy. He's improving. So.
What day was that?
All the galaxy looks to
He
you
admits
for
to making the
salvation.
charges and
Let
tries to
nothing
justify his
stand in the
actions.
way of liberty.
He claims he was under a lot of stress due to family issues, including a brother in the hospital and work-related pressure.
April sometime. That sound right. Alright. So you go there, he's in the hospital, you deal with him, you're supposed to do some work stuff, and what happens with the work stuff?
It's just couldn't.
And you were in contact with who?
Dan Henry.
Okay.
Tagging map, northeast, 300 meters.
After that trip is when you come back home?
I come back home and just dealing with that, dealing with my mom, the demands of work, it just got a lot.
Right.
Just got a lot. I was having, you know, in our role, the therapist on the line. So we had to resign, therapists that were threatening to resign and coming back, and it was just, I just couldn't do it anymore.
Right.
I just couldn't, mentally I couldn't. I was coming home, I was disconnected from my kids, disconnected from my wife.
Orbital incoming.
Talking to them, I had no.
Firing orbital barrage. Clear the area.
Watch this space
2-week month time frame, or was it prior to that as well?
There was a lot prior.
Activating jump pad.
What was prior?
Oh, freedom!
My mom fractured her hip, flashed Columbia, just ongoing health issues with my mom. Even though my brother,
Terminate outpost. Merged.
he's not there to support my mom.
So you have a brother in Colombia?
Well, no, it's the guy.
Oh, it's the same one in Texas. Okay.
So
Dropping a
he's
pin.
been kind of off the radar, but he just falls on me. Just everything falls on me when it comes to my mom. And yeah, I just, again, the demand of work, just a lot.
says he started the night by going out for drinks with coworkers and then decided to go to a strip club alone. That's when things spiraled out of control.
But yeah. I get it. You know, and trust me, I'm not here to ruin your life. It's just my job to obviously investigate what happened, and I'm like, there's no way, no how that this is like possible. You know, obviously, my other partner.
Firing orbital barrage, clear the area.
Thorough investigation, and it is possible. With that being said, March 18th, May 18th is when all this started. May 18th. Friday, yeah.
Calling in reinforcement!
So after that was at Matthews. So after that, like that, was it like planned? Was it just like spur of the moment? It was just. What time you guys left Matthews? That's not like that.
Terminate outpost destroyed.
Right. And then you went to school, is that what time?
Tagging that. South.
Oh,
300 meters.
So 8:30. So from between 8:30 and I want to say 1:30. Did you use your own money?
Right there.
Or was it all on a company card?
No, I didn't use my money. That's fine. Honestly, I don't know when.
The investigation reveals that he spent over 9 hours at the clubs, making 8 separate transactions. The first few charges were on his own card, but at some point he switched to the company credit card.
I can tell you.
Yeah.
All that stuff happened around 1:30 a.m. So if you use your own stuff, your own money was from probably 8:30 when we got there until midnight, 12:30, and then like from 1:30.
Let me just say I was using my card and then pulled out the wrong card accidentally. I was already all fucked up and looking at titties. I wasn't paying any attention and I pulled out the wrong card.
Pretty much on point.
I didn't even know it until y'all told me some shit was going on.
At stores, every time that you sign your name on that credit card, you had to put your thumbprint, you had to sign your name, they had to write the credit card number on there. It's on the video, audio, video. So, and your ID. So it's not like they're covering themselves from a business perspective. Because they can't say, hey, no, I was blacked out on what's going on, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. They forced me to do this, you know, whatever. So, I'm not throwing it out there to honestly to embarrass you, whatever you want to call it, but there were 8 transactions.
Package acquired!
It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Dropping a pin. Northwest. 200 meters.
So, you can look at those. There are 8 transactions, obviously. It's all your, I know it's small, but it's your ID, your thumbprints on there, your signature, and it goes from like 1:30 all the way until like almost 9 in the morning, so they actually like kept the place open for you, because you were like hybrid, like doing pretty impressive.
The club's strict policy required him to sign for each purchase and provide a fingerprint, making it impossible to deny.
That's all you, right? Your thumbprint and your ID, company's credit card. This is where I think something like that. Crazy. So you go home after that. When
down a sentry.
They came to do a whole check.
Engaging terminal.
I just expect the same thing. Right. Just kind of, going through the family and stuff like that. So that people were concerned.
Going down supply.
The following afternoon, obviously, after you go home, you wake up, you go back to the Rose. Remember that? Or no?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was,
You went there in the afternoon, right? So at the Rose, you spent, I think it's 794.20, and then at Rose, at Schwartz, you spent 41,779.32. So when you went to the Rose, obviously you didn't spend nearly as much, but obviously they have a copy of the credit card. And
Dude, hold up, what was that?
You went there in the afternoon, right? Yeah. So at the Rose, you spent, I think it's
Stop.
794.20, and then at
420.
Rose, at Schwartz, you spent 41,779.32. So when you went to the Rose, obviously you didn't spend nearly as much, but obviously they have a copy of the credit card and your signature.
Let me get fingerprint.
There was one of the transactions I know was $240. Remember that? Or no?
I mean, here, yeah.
So I think you gave them the credit card and you got cash back. Remember that? But honestly, you gotta put the past in the past, and you can't change this.
Police tell him that regardless of his situation,
Freedom
spending
March is
company
gone.
funds like
Thanks
this
to
is a
you.
crime.
You may proceed to
But
Tagging that.
to be honest with you, from our 3-day investigation, a lot of people said you're a good dude. Not gonna lie. Oh yeah, no, John, I know him for a long time. John had a great job. You know, he's making good money. Even people from the boss.
Mission at 30 minutes remaining.
Like the both in the game. Like you, I've known him for 15 years. And you come here, he's a regular customer, he does his thing. I could care less about that, honestly. Everybody does whatever they want to do on their personal time, but I'm just saying, as a person, everybody was saying, hey, you've been around for a while, he's never had an issue with him. Obviously, you can't spend $42K on a company credit card. Did you speak to anybody in the business regarding that?
Last week, Wednesday. Last Wednesday.
Wednesday? What did he say?
He's basically said, we have a problem with the credit card, like the same thing. Just told him that I'll pay back whatever I can do. I'll take accountability for the card.
Right.
Like I said, I did black out. I get no excuse.
Right.
I'm not gonna say and I told him, I don't remember doing it out. And it just escalated from there. So I said, I apologize. And I told him, I apologize for the hardship that it's causing the job. Whatever I can do, I'll do it.
Right.
So he said, all right, I'll listen to the order.
He expresses regret, saying he blacked out and never intended for things to get this bad. He also apologizes for the trouble he caused the company and offers to set up a payment plan.
That's cool. This is an opportunity.
You haven't heard from them after that?
Where is that card actually now? So you brought it back?
Yeah, I took it back.
When did you do that?
The weekend prior to that Wednesday call, I sent it back. I still had stuff, like my stuff at the office.
his willingness to cooperate, he still faces criminal charges.
And that's the thing, I think.
Right. There's nothing you can't hide. I mean, there's no kind of corners. You gotta move forward. So the only way you move forward is obviously, listen, like you said,
Outpost destroyed.
too much about your past. Obviously, I didn't dig deep into that. I know you had some cool issues back in the day. But when you are
You may
upfront and
proceed to
honest
extraction
with
when ready.
a judge, a jury, people listening to what you're saying now, it's a lot better than you saying, dude, I don't know what happened. I don't know anything about cars. I didn't do blacked out the alcohol, did the talking. They forced me to do it. It's got my signature on my thumbprints.
Where's the resupply? Someone just called one in. I can tell by the cooldown.
Now you're showing remorse that you made a mistake. You are human. And how do I
E1. Okay, great. Thank you. Echo 1.
Right? I still think it's pretty impressive. Not gonna lie.
We were honestly trying to figure out how one night that the breakdown was the hardest part for us to understand.
So, not to like get off topic too much, but obviously it is part of the investigation. So when you actually go to the back room, what is their protocol on what you needed to do? Like, hey, I want one girl for an hour. Like, what do you have to do?
To be honest, I don't remember the conversation.
It might not have been like that exact conversation.
I don't know. But all I know is like towards the ladder. Yeah, I mean, I had like 2 girls in there.
Officers continue questioning him, piecing together the details of what happened that night at the strip club.
So there's like a separate waitress or cocktail waitress that you conduct the transaction with and tell her like what you want.
Found something.
So that's what he's trying to
Yeah,
ask.
the initial conversation, I think that's like because
Right, but how do you get to that person? Like, how do you get to her?
Like, are you with a girl out in the West Main area and you're just like, hey, I want a private room, and then they bring you back?
that's what I don't remember. Like, that's what I don't remember. I don't know if the girl that I was sitting with on the main floor, if she was like, hey, let's go get a room, and she spoke to the waitress.
Right.
It all happened. I mean, I don't
Extraction
know.
is available.
That part, unfortunately, I don't remember.
Right.
That part I don't. So, I don't know.
So once you go to the VIP, whatever it is that takes your thumbprint, ID, credit card stuff, you sign like whatever contract it is that they have.
Hole in the wall.
And then you go do your thing. Hour later, you come back out and say, hey, I want to do it again. Or they say, hey, you want to continue, you want to keep going, right? And then obviously they make you come back out every time and go through the same process again. Did you remember how long you were in there, or how many dances or anything like that?
So you remember it was one girl and then it was 2 girls? Like towards the end?
I just like 2 girls. I don't know. And that's the important part is that that's
Like how you got there, right? At the other place,
Bug outpost destroyed.
obviously you know thumbprint or whatever, but she asked you before you were by yourself.
In short, he blew $42,000 on strippers, lost his job over it, is headed to jail, and doesn't even remember what happened in that private room.
You remember the bartender that you were
A whole lot of chicks buying champagne.
She knows you for a long time.
yeah, I just right now. Her name.
Did you tell your wife? I'm not going over to talk to your family about anything, but did you tell your wife?
You may proceed to extraction when ready.
I was at the strip club and there was a large transaction that was ran. So she's
I think that's it on my end, to be honest with you. Anything else? Anything else that you want to ask or add? Maybe because I know it was a long day and a half for you.
and I just
Bug out.
something else, that's on them. And then depending on what they want to do, depends on how they treat it from the case. Obviously, don't contact them. Let them contact you if anything, and let it just play its course. Obviously, leave the past in the past and just try to move on from your mistake. That's all I have. It was all May, the night of May 18th.
And you resigned when?
Calling in extraction.
The following Monday? It was the 19th.
Extraction request confirmed. Shuttle inbound.
Hopefully corn chips are less bad than bread.
And as if legal trouble wasn't bad enough, he's now in deep water with his wife. Arguably the bigger problem.
Oh, and he's married. Okay. Okay. And his wife doesn't like him going to strip clubs without her.
22nd.
That's the best case scenario.
Is that when you brought everything back to?
This shit's so
ETA
juicy.
T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds.
Damn.
Bring everything back. Okay. And who'd you give it to?
I had a key to the office, so I just left it there. I left my keys and stuff.
Left the key.
That shit.
Yeah.
Hot damn. Mesquite smoke tried
Anything else, John?
with a lot of MSG on it.
ETA T-minus 1 minute.
Because you know, to be able to say that you were spiraling out of control. And,
But there's also reasons behind it.
right, but you also know why and what happened and everything, and you're cognizant of what's going on now. So, still not, even though you're going through this and this is something significant, but you're making progress because you're at least remorseful and understanding.
ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
Being able to face it.
Orbital barrage incoming. Stand clear.
But I can tell you
ETA T-minus 20 seconds. Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
it's probably a burning on.
ETA T-minus 10 seconds.
I'm just thinking about my son.
Requesting orbiter.
And I
This is
get it.
Pelican 1. I
Oh,
have
and
visual
let's
on
not
the
forget,
extraction zone.
he's got a lot of explaining to do to his kid.
Pelican 1 landing sequence initiated. Watch where you're standing.
Everything that we do in life, there's, you know, there's right and wrong consequences for every action that you do. However you want to tell him, obviously. what
Pelican 1
happened.
preparing to depart. Shuttle launch in 20 seconds.
Once you get past this, it's not
Extraction
like,
complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
like you're on fire, capital punishment, something like that. You have to face.
Victory was
Whatever it
never
is.
in doubt.
Once you're out, you're out. You face, obviously, the in-between time. But obviously from now until you get out is going to be tough. But just think about it. It's not hanging over your head anymore. Regardless, this will be hanging over your head until if you faced reality. And it could have been worse. They could have grabbed you when you're driving your car with your kids, towing the car, the whole 9 yards. You know, it's
Manager
But you're making progress because you're at least remorseful and understanding and, you know, trying to change it. So,
being able to face it is the hardest thing.
Yeah, just
But I can tell you now, obviously, you gotta go to jail after this, but it's probably a burden off your back.
I'm just thinking about my son.
And I get it.
Oh, and let's not forget, he's got a lot of explaining to do to his kid.
The thing that you have to realize is this.
This kid. Oh shit.
Everything that we do in life, there's, you know this, there's right and wrong consequences for every action that you do. However you want to tell him, past this. It's not like you're going, you're not a murderer, he's not a violent crime, you're not going to capital punishment, stuff like that. It's, you have to face whatever it is. Once you're out, you're out. You face, obviously, the in-between time. But obviously from now until you get out, it's going to be tough. But just think about it. It's not hanging over your head anymore. Regardless, it's sort of hanging over your head until you face reality. And it could have been worse. They could have grabbed you when you're driving your car with your kids, towing the car, the whole 9 yards. You know, unfortunately, it happened at the house when everybody was home, but now it's over for the most part. And you just take you gotta go to the next step. That's it. And this made you open your eyes a little bit and say, hey, you know,
just a tiny bit, just for a hint of taste. The water here is supposed to be really good.
More important than
it measured good when I measured it last.
And going out for 9 hours, maybe you got it out of your system.
And the time between now and, you know, court and all that stuff is going to be super important for your son, you know, because if you are, you know, concerned about what he's seeing, then if you spiral out of control again during this time, then that's obviously not a good plan. So, like you said, this is a step, got it over with, you know,
Am I right?
move forward.
Make some eggs with this.
Anything
All
else?
right, Whippy.
The company has no choice but to press charges, and his case is now in the hands of the court. Number 2, drunk employee explodes after being caught. A woman shows up to work at a therapy center for autistic children, but things quickly go wrong when her coworker accuses her of being intoxicated. Management decides to remove her from the workplace, but she refuses to leave. As tensions rise, police are called to handle the situation. Therapy center for autistic children, but things quickly go wrong when her coworker accuses her of being intoxicated. Management decides to remove her from the workplace, but she refuses to leave. As tensions rise, police are called to handle the situation.
Is there anyone injured? No. Can you talk over there, maybe?
Yes.
This is Jenny.
I'll talk to Jenny. Hi. You're Jenny? Yes. Okay.
Where's the other Beatles t-shirt on?
I was telling my supervisor nothing's going on, and she told me that I seemed out of it, and I was like, I'm tired. I work 2 jobs.
Okay.
Like, it's Friday. Like, I have to go to my other job, my yoga studio, and clean up, and go to work.
Sure. That's it. That's understandable.
And that was it.
Okay.
And that was it.
Did you physically go after anybody? Did anybody physically go after you?
They just, I just kept asking them, like, what's wrong? Like, I didn't do anything. Like, what's wrong with it? And I just kept pleading to them. I'm like, I didn't do anything. And that was it. But it wasn't anything like me being aggressive to them. Or at least I didn't think it was being aggressive.
Did anybody put their hands on you?
Oh, no.
No.
Okay, and you didn't put your hands on anybody else?
No.
Okay. How much sleep did you get last night?
I got 8 hours.
You got 8 hours? What time did you start this job?
It would have been at 7.
So 7.
So when I woke up, it would have been 7. By the time I got here, it would have been 8 to 9.
Ever happened? Did they never approach you? Okay. Do you know you sleep with this dude?
Officers question her, asking if she's been drinking or taking anything. She denies it all, saying she just had a long shift.
Okay, it's becoming at least 100.
This is every Friday.
But not 120.
This is something.
Do you have days off?
I mean, I'm Monday through Friday. So when I.
God damn!
So it's not like it's just today.
Okay.
Fuck, now it's hitting the road signs. Holy fuck. That was a crazy video.
No. Would you tell me if you had any?
This car versus giant speed bump.
Just so I know medically what I'm dealing with. Yeah. And you're saying no alcohol or no type of or anything like that. Yeah.
10 to 200 miles per hour. And
No.
holy
No, you haven't.
shit.
Okay. You do seem a little off to me talking to you, but I don't know you. You seem a little like slow to respond, and your eyes are very glazed over. Were you crying at all?
Yeah, I was crying
Okay.
because of what they accused me of.
Okay, sure. Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay, so you're 32. Okay. So you haven't had anything, and you think this is more of a misunderstanding?
Yes.
Okay. How did you get to work today?
By myself. I'm like coming to here regularly. Yeah.
Okay. And you didn't drive or anything like that?
And I drove.
Oh, you drove. You did
Yeah,
drive.
of
Okay.
course.
You drove
That's what I'm
yourself
trying to
there.
tell you. Like, I drove
Okay.
here normally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got to talk to my partner. This is kind of I gotta make sure nothing criminal happened. I don't think anything.
She continues insisting she hasn't done anything wrong. But as they talk to her, they notice the clear signs of intoxication.
Okay.
Clear
Let us know
kinds of
your
intoxication.
workplace. How long have you worked here?
I worked here since October.
October? Okay. So they might have some internal whatever they're gonna decide to do. That's out of our okay. The next thing I will have to do is make sure you're good to drive.
Okay.
Okay? So you would be able to pass some field sobriety test. Or I
But,
could just
well, I was maybe gonna come pick me up.
should show
I'm good.
right? Or is it not?
No, at that point, it's whatever you guys think.
I just wanna make sure.
Well, if you don't do it, your license will be automatically suspended. Not driving.
Right? Don't need a DUI. Because you could leave here, head yourself into another town, and then something else bad happens. So I gave you. Would you listen? You just shake your head yes or no. I don't care. And I'm not gonna tell your boss. It's not my place to tell
I
your boss.
mean, it's not
My
my
concern
place
is
to
you-
tell anything.
My concern is you don't.
Call an Uber.
I'm fine right now, and there's nothing to.
Would it be, well, would it be best if you called under a family member or even and had to leave for tonight and come to your car later?
Sure.
Does that sound fair? Okay, all right, good, I appreciate that, okay. I'm gonna go talk to my partner, and then we're gonna try to get out. Do you have your ID on you?
Yeah. Let me get it.
Oh, no, you don't have to get it, just, I don't want you to have any confrontation with him. I'll just write your name. Is it Jennifer?
Yeah.
What's your middle initial?
G.
G? And your last name?
Santos. SANCH.
Okay, what's your date of birth? And a good phone number for you? What, you just have like your purse and stuff in your phone, is that your phone at your desk? Okay, just have a seat, my partner's gonna hang tight with you, okay?
At first, she seems cooperative. She agrees to let someone else drive and even offers to get her belongings and call for a ride.
So, I just want to, they don't want to do anything other than.
She's gonna, give me one. Can we do an Uber?
I mean, I'm fine. I'm just telling you, like,
Be
if
honest
you
with
need.
you.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm fine. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm fine.
Communication, okay? Where's your phone? Wanna go?
I knew I had a car that
You
was.
grab your stuff and cut yourself.
I'm gonna be real with you. That was just- Yeah, 60 miles an hour.
But just when things seem calming down, she snaps.
She snaps and starts making out of them. Treat them like kids. Good job.
move, I'm gonna make this so they don't tighten up on you, okay?
Don't move.
You're so
Dragon 1383 to the wall. Where's your car? Back up there. Yeah, so it'll access the door.
The officers immediately take her into custody. She starts yelling and resisting, making the situation worse for herself.
Is there an exit that way or no?
Why are you? Jenny, we're gonna get you up, okay? We're not looking to fight with you, okay?
Oh, I know.
Alright, I'm gonna help you up. Ready? One, just look
Can
from
you
this
help
way.
me? Can you help me?
Sure, that's fine.
Not you.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
You can sit up. I'll walk up.
You good? I'll be right
That's
back.
fine. Yeah, can you just open a door for us, please?
Oh, can you just open up? Can you
Yeah.
just open up? Can I get all my stuff?
I'll grab your stuff.
No.
I'll grab your stuff.
Officer, please.
I'll grab your stuff. Whoa. Don't.
Drink it well.
Oh, you.
Let's go.
Drink so much they know.
You were the most terrible manager ever. You never gave me feedback. You were terrible.
It's dark outside. Oh my shit! She tried to stick somebody.
Third you need to please. Did you
They're
get
full
hit?
R2D2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck? You can just. Squirtly.
She's all fucked up now. Squirrel? He said squirrel.
We're trying to have somebody open up a door for us.
Will you be Timmy got here? Or
Yeah, don't kick me. You've already been charged with aggravated battery. Don't move. Are you injured?
No, you're asking me right now if I'm injured. My right cuff is injured. You.
As they escort her outside, she becomes more aggressive,
My battery is
throwing
dead.
insults and refusing to cooperate. Her attitude goes from defensive to completely unhinged.
You're a cop right now. If you're telling me that if anything is injured, because you were injuring my right hand right now.
Don't move.
Could have said spine. They wouldn't give a shit.
Oh, you.
Just gonna give that shit.
Don't move, Jennifer. Don't move.
Move. It's the same. You guys are putting on through.
He rolled the RDF. Alright.
Okay. You want me to stand up?
We're gonna put the car.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, I have to check you before you get in my car.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Please don't kick me. Please don't do anything
I'm
violent.
not doing you. Just what? Just shut the Just do it. Ma'am, you have nothing to worry about. Shut the
Sit back for me, please.
Daddy, what the f am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Shut up, dude. Just leave me
You gotta put the
alone.
seatbelt on you, okay?
Okay, leave me.
So she's gonna pass this
Why
out.
does she? What are you doing?
She's gonna pass this
She,
out. Okay.
she doesn't f***ing know what she's doing. She's. Look at her.
Just sit back for me so we
Oh,
get this around.
barely. Look at this. Good for you, ma'am. Okay. Good for you.
She now faces a range of charges, from aggravated battery on a peace officer to resisting arrest, battery, and property damage. Instead of just losing her job, she now has a court date and serious legal consequences to deal with. Number 1. Employee charged after fight over chicken tenders. A simple disagreement over 3 chicken tenders at Zaxby's turns into a full-blown fight between 2 employees. Here's how it all got ugly.
Basically, they started arguing their bickering back and forth. One of them went to the other side where the other one was. They started, saying, "Oh, you don't know who I am," don't disrespect me like that. And then one of them tried walking away, and she was saying, "Oh, I'll be this time the third." They got close to each other. One pushed the other, and then that's when they started fist fighting.
So they're both workers?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they both here?
One of them already left. The other one is still there.
Okay. So are you guys wanting them trespassed, or you got them trespassed, or what do you guys want?
I'm not entirely sure what we're gonna do. I know we're getting rid of one.
Nice.
The one that started like pushing.
She's still here?
Yeah, that's the one that's still here.
The one that's cooking right now on the other side?
No, she's in the office right now.
Okay. Hello.
As of right now, we're just talking.
Okay. So what happened today? You said there's a lot of stuff. Are you not wanting to talk about it, or? I did. Yeah. Okay.
It starts when one worker follows instructions to cut the tenders, but her coworker disagrees, saying they should not be cut. Instead of letting it go, the argument escalates as both employees get more frustrated.
So like the little nibblers?
Yeah. So she continued to like me, which was already not just right now, so she turned around and said to manager, but she was like looking at me when she was talking, but I'm still trying to get the orders around because I'm the only person that's on the counter. So
Right.
I have a lot of work. I'm not trying to like talk or do anything there. I have to work. So she said, so all these are in that. I don't know what they're in now because I'm not on that side. All these are in that. Can you just go ahead and drop them? You're not doing anything. I'm on counter. You don't know me that. I've been here for a while. I have and we get ticked to where sometimes we just be straight silent after somebody because we know like it's a rush right now and we need to avoid the rush and everybody talking. It's no need for you to be
Did you ask her to drop tenders?
this is where it's spiraling.
What else? So what happened after that? So she keeps running her mouth, back and forth.
So when I was trying to put something down and I was like, listen, you're not understanding. I'm still having a conversation. I'm not rowdy. I'm not doing any of this. It's not just that. So it's not really like, it's the need to, how when we versus we have a mediator there.
Right.
If it's us on the street, how we will be. Because like I said, I have so much to lose. And then she's in my face like we could kiss how she's in my face.
So the only real contact was you pushed her to get away from you. And why did you push her? Because she was all up in your face?
And I think she like pushing up on me like that.
You're battery.
No, please.
So she was like that, and you kind of just like back up.
Eventually, the aggressive employee pushes her, and that's when the fight begins. Punches are thrown, and the situation quickly gets out of control.
So she was already touching you.
Yeah, she was already. That's what I'm like. I wasn't trying to do anything. Even when she was standing in the walkway, I was excuse me.
And it's all because she actually dropped tenders. So did they all see it?
The
was dropping food. It's so petty. It's so simple. The only reason I'm calling y'all because I was assaulted. And at the end of the day, you don't go around putting your hand on nobody. You don't run up on nobody, swinging on them. I just got out of prison. I'm in a halfway house right now. And if I was able to fight her back, I wouldn't be calling y'all. But you can't go around doing that. She like literally assaulted me. Like for real, for real. Look at the camera. From a simple verbal altercation to running up, swinging on people. Not one time, 2 times.
Well, so walk me through what led to.
Okay, we was cooking food. She, the fingers wasn't done. She said, do we know if they're done? And not mind you, I just started this job. I only been here for a week. She said, is these fingers done? I said, I don't know, you have to cut it. This is my first time, like, actually cooking the food. Like,
The employee who was attacked is still shaken up and insists she was just trying to do her job. She tells officers she had no intention of fighting back because she just got out of prison and doesn't want to risk going back.
so I was like, I don't know, you gotta cut it. So she was like, can you drop these for me? I'm working on this side. It's 2 different sides. The person that I'm working with that's training me told me to cut the fingers to see if they're done because the ones we just cut wasn't done. So she told me to cut it in the middle, which is the manager, to see if it's done. So I cut it and gave it to her. She yelled at me. I didn't ask you to do this. I say, they're done in the middle. Well, I didn't ask you to do it. So she ended up walking to the side that I'm on. She's on that side. I'm on it, like how this block, that's like the middle of the station. She's working on that side. I'm working on this side. So she walks on this side and she dropped the fingers. So I asked, I said, well, is those fingers done all right there? Because you only dropping a little bit. Like, why not? Are you going to, do we drop them all? Because I'm just learning. I don't know nothing. I said, well, do we just drop them all? She just started going off like belligerent. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Get the fuck out of the kitchen. I said, well, wait, yo, you mad disrespectful right now. You ain't got to talk to me like that. Like, at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So the manager there, so I said, okay, well, this is disrespectful. Y'all don't, I just did training. Y'all don't even tolerate this. It happened in front of y'all. I'm finna go. Because I can't do this hostile environment. I'm not finna work in nothing like this. However y'all want to write it, I don't know who y'all need to call, but I'm finna leave because I'm not finna work in a situation like this. I'm not finna do it. So she leaves and go back on that side and come back over here and was like, she started like talking, like she's talking like trying to like, you know, bigger and stuff. I said, girl, you don't know me. And she was like, well, you don't know me neither because you up, you don't know me, you don't know how I get out. I say, and I ain't scared of you. So while I'm talking to the manager, I say, yeah, see this? I'm finna go. So she comes get in my face and then she was like, cause I'll push you right now. And I was like, well, do it. So she mushed me and she hit me. And you know, then they right there, they tried to break it up. So they break it up and then as we're leaving, going out, I'm trying to clock out. She run up on me again.
Management steps in to separate them. The damage is already done.
Which manager was like right there?
Hector.
Okay.
You can look at the cameras. The cameras will show everything.
The other officer that's talking to her,
Yeah,
he's
the
gonna
cameras will
watch.
show everything. Like at the end of the day, you know.
Do you have your ID on you?
Yeah. And my officer from the Hampton House is on her way up here right now.
Okay.
Like, this is definitely a battery. Like, you know, I know. Like, I just got out of prison. Like, I back in my older days, like I told her, I said, you remind me of you. You gotta learn. You don't go around putting your hands on people. Nah, I'm not finna be in nowhere street fighting. I'm not young. I'm not doing that no more. I learned from all that. I'm not going back to, you know, I don't have to do that. So I asked him, I said, can y'all please call the police? Because at the end of the day, I understand that, you know, you just blacked out and you did it one time, you know? But 2 separate occasions,
You have your ID on you real quick, just in case if we do go out and doing something. They want to put you guys in trouble. I mean, both y'all going back to jail, right? And yourself. So she's already putting her body on you as defense. We still got a document though. We were called here by the manager, so they're gonna want documentation.
that's fine. We wait till after
For what?
to see how it's gonna be done.
Well, I still got a document. I still get your name. You got a warrant or something? Okay. Well, I mean, we're already making contact, so you have to tell her anyway. What are you on probation?
Position. You have to tell them that.
Well, I mean, you know, tell what you know. What was it?
To make matters worse, the aggressive employee already has a criminal record. When officers question her about it, her reaction says it all.
What is it? You do know. Well, I mean, I'm gonna look it up either way. It's gonna tell me when I run your name.
Yeah, but what they charge me for is
Okay. I don't take you as a
I'm not. So
girl.
wrong place at the wrong time.
So did other people get charged too? So? So it wasn't yours, or you just took it in the fall? Was there a guy in the car? No? So they put you on how long probation? Huh? 5 years?
When you're questioning as far as like, you know, why aren't we dropping all of the tenders and everything like that, and she's saying basically, you know, you don't know what the fuck you're doing, why the fuck are you in the kitchen, everything.
She had like she was just real disrespectful, and like I'm telling the managers like y'all this in front of y'all let this girl assault me 2 times. Like, get me wrong, I could have fought her,
Right.
like, but I can't. I'm not going to go there. I'm not finna go back in life. I can't do that.
Right. So
You're gonna
when,
act like you're
when
not
she was
dead,
arguing
done
with
did
you,
it.
basically saying like, you know, she could mush you and everything like that.
That's when she did it. Like when she was arguing, and she was just like, just maybe because I was so nonchalant like this, and I wasn't like aggressive. I think she did it because she felt like I probably wasn't gonna do nothing.
As the investigation unfolds, officers realize the situation is even worse than they thought. Not only did she start one fight, but after the first altercation was broken up, she launched a second attack. This time while the other employee was trying to clock out.
I was so calm.
Right. But you said, you know, well then do it, because she kept pressing it and everything like that, right?
She was like, I'll mush you out. And I was like, well, do it. Like, you know, you being aggressive, you doing all that, you hit me, you going to jail. Like,
Right.
and then I told her that. I said, you hit me, you going to jail.
That was broken up.
And then I was walking the clock out. Because I'm trying to clock out. I'm like, y'all don't have to hold her. Like, she's good. I'm not
Okay.
going to hit her.
Yeah.
She good. Y'all ain't got to hold her.
Then
Let
you
me
take
see,
place.
like, lock her
I
up
think
in
it's
this
good looking
office.
out.
Like,